Welcome to the video demo presentation of the Text Adventure Game for Education Capstone project. I'm Cody, Jennette.
I'm Sherrell. During this presentation, we are going to show off both the creator and player sides of our application by making a small sample game, saving it, and then playing it back.
The main goal of the project is to make a web-based application that allows educators to produce a more engaging, memorable experience for their students by creating lessons disguised as text-based adventure games for their students to play. Dr. Paul Curry, the Dean of the School of Hospitality, Health Professions, and Culinary Arts at Westmoreland County Community College, explains how linking a fun, familiar process, like playing a text-based adventure game, attributes to general learning theory.
The real commonality is linking new knowledge to existing knowledge. So in creating a text game, the goal there would be to base it around something that they know, so that they link something familiar, like the procedural of doing a text-based adventure, and taking it into something new.
The application utilizes a login system to allow educators to create, edit, publish, and delete their own games. Games created and published by other instructors can be viewed and played once the educator logs out, but the edit and delete functionalities are not present to protect the integrity of their games. To play the games, students do not need to know any login information, just what the title of the game is. Educators create an account by filling out a simple form to make a username, password, and security question in case their password is forgotten. Once the account is created, the educator is ready to get started making games.
The game creator utilizes many features for educators to use to create their games, limited by only the bounds of their imagination. Upon creation, the educator is prompted to give their game a title, an opening scene setter, plus the name and description of the very first room, the one the game starts in. Once complete, the educator is brought to the main homepage of the creator interface.
Design choices were made with the creator to appeal to educators of all technological backgrounds and skill levels. Dr. Donna Steele, Assistant Professor of Nursing at Westmoreland County Community College, further validates this decision when asked what she'd want in an application like this.
I would want it to be very simple. One of the big things that I find is the software that we use, there's always a glitch that one of the students has difficulty with their computer getting it to work, or like you don't have to download a ton of stuff, you don't have to have special apps and stuff to put on, and that it's probably intuitive, that the students don't have to have a learning curve that's very difficult to learn how to use it, because when it's that difficult, then they get frustrated and they don't want to continue on.
Educators have the ability to create custom items, custom non-playable characters, or NPCs, additional rooms, and puzzles for their students to solve. Each created asset has their own unique attributes. For example, NPCs have dialogue for when they're spoken to, rooms have adjacencies to create the game map, and all created assets have the ability to be a part of a puzzle. When it comes to puzzles, it all boils down to combining two items in some way.
All the educator needs to do is create, edit, and delete their game assets as necessary, and the creator will take care of the rest. There is logic in place to update other assets as needed when something gets removed or the name of something gets updated, such as room adjacency tables being updated when a room name changes, or a puzzle involving a deleted item also getting deleted. After the educator is done creating their game, they can save it to come back to it later, or they can publish it so it can become available for students to play. Games that are only saved are merely drafts and are not visible to students until they are officially published. The application utilizes API calls through Nerello connected to a MongoDB database that stores user information, game information, as well as a backup of games to help with error prevention.
The application also provides the ability to generate shareable QR codes. When scanned, these QR codes will take the person scanning them directly to the game player's page and automatically load the game associated with the QR code. Help documentation is available on almost every page of the game creator interface, containing tips on how to fully utilize the creator's features and the login system. Now that our sample steak dinner game has been fully created and uploaded, let's play it back in the game player and start the fun. As Dr. Melinda Bellin, Assistant Professor of Nursing at Westmoreland County Community College, further explains, students who also participate in fun activities are likely to get more enjoyment out of their time spent in class.
If you are creating an activity, if you can find a way to engage them without even realizing that it's work and that it's something that they're enjoying, again, it's that twofold benefit. Like, oh, I'm looking at this as a way to enhance my performance on an exam or my understanding of this. Or it could also come from, I'm enjoying this activity and participating in this.
Educators have the ability to test their game from the creator interface while the game is still in its creation phase, or they can view the list of games that they've created from the main homepage. Once the list of games is fetched, they'll have the choice to play it, edit it, or delete it. The game player interface is held completely inside a user terminal. A short introductory message plays when the game loads, and then it will greet the user with a list of commands that can be used to navigate through it. Once enter is pressed, the game begins.
The list of commands that the game player recognizes is small, yet it makes sense pertinent to common English language phrases. Navigate through rooms by using go, go to, or enter. Obtain items by typing get, or take, or pick up. Observe your surroundings by typing look. Talk to NPCs by saying talk to. Solve puzzles by using item 1 on item 2, or giving item 1 to an NPC. Several other commands are also included for quality of life purposes. Type inventory or backpack to take a look at your current inventory of items. Use the typewriter command to turn the scrolling text on or off. Gameplay continues until the user either wins the game or types quit, the latter of which will prompt a confirmation message and take the user back to their previous page, either the creator interface or the table of games, if confirmed.
That concludes our video demonstration of the text adventure game for Education Capstone project. It is currently in a fully functional state and is open to further expansion or development. The project is hosted on PyScript, which is completely open source for anyone to review and use. To recap, we'll rehash how each individual member of our group contributed to the creation of the application and meet its requirements. I set up the MongoDB database and Nerello API calls that allowed games and users to be created, read, updated, and deleted as needed by the application. I was also the main creator of the player side of the application, from the ability to select a game from the table of options to the game player terminal itself. The command input, parsing, and update logic is all hard-coded in the game player's own code file. I also implemented the login and account creation logic, such as the password reset functionality with a security question, and also the game table only showing games created by the logged-in user once they were actually logged in. I also gave the application the ability to read shared QR codes.
And I was the main creator of the creator side of the application, from the design of its interface to the logic of its functions. I also implemented the QR code creation logic and wrote up the help documentation for both the login functions and the game creator functions, making sure that it was readily available with the single click of a button on a majority of the application's web pages. I also provided a solid foundation for the project to get started on by conducting research interviews with educator peers, as well as gathering feedback from them as the application was going through development. A vast amount of the creator and player's functionality design choices can be attributed to said feedback, such as the game player displaying the list of commands at the beginning of each game that is loaded, or the simplistic nature of how assets are created in the creator.
This has been Chris Sherrell and Cody Jennette with the demo video presentation of the text adventure game for Education Capstone project.